Welcome to Basic Business AI, a podcast dedicated to simple AI strategies for businesses who don't want to get an advanced degree or hire some marketing bro. I'm your host, Ana Gonzalez, and you can find me on social media at AnnaButPrime. We bring on regular business owners like you and me to discuss practical strategies, ideas, and perspectives about AI without getting too far into the weeds of the tech. BBAI is sponsored by Conversational Funnels. The easiest way to get more sales is to get more chances to sell. We used one simple conversational funnel to casually book 121 qualified sales opportunities in less than 2 weeks in a brand new market where we had zero presence and zero connections, all without spending on ads, doing cold outreach, or posting endlessly on social media. This is the new way to close high-ticket clients for 2025, and it only takes minutes to start booking calls. Download the blueprint for free at conversationalfunnels.com. Today's guest is Dana Nygaard. Dana is a licensed professional counselor and relationship expert who helps single Catholic women break free from unfulfilling relationship patterns and approach dating with intention. Through her Be Smart, Date Smart program, Dana combines cognitive behavioral therapy, attachment theory, and Catholic spirituality to guide women toward more fulfilling dating experiences, preparing them for a joyful marriage. So Dana, welcome to Basic Business AI.
Thank
From
you
your
so much.
perspective.
Thank you for having me. Sorry.
I'm so sorry. Well, thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad you're here. So from your perspective, how is AI reshaping the future of your industry?
Well, I think it's really fascinating because the women that I help, they can't always, get to me 24/7. And if they're in a situation where a man has just said something to them and, a little something in the back of their head goes, What? What was that? That sounded a little odd. You can actually use AI to ask the AI to analyze the statement as a therapist and get a pretty amazing response back to know if they are trying to manipulate you, use you, or gaslight you.
That's awesome. Actually, I'm gonna say this. Uh, you're a cognitive therapist, cognitive
Yes.
behavioral therapist, and
Yes.
I am familiar with that, not because I am one, but because my therapist is that. And as nice as she is, that she used to tell me, "Oh, please text me anytime," and even if it's a Sunday, like sometimes it's like, I don't know, really late at night. And maybe I'm like, maybe I should not text her right now, but I'm thinking about this. And like, I need a mirror, And I've used AI to be like, all right, this is what I'm thinking. Am I crazy? And AI is really, really great at mirroring things to you.
Yes, yes, it's amazing. So I actually put in earlier, I thought, okay, I'm going to come up with the example. So let's say we're going to call him Mr. Wrong for the moment. Okay, let's say he said to you, the woman he's dating, I don't like it when you go out with your friends. It makes me feel like you don't care about me. You should be spending more time with me if you really love me. And so, your head's a little confused about it. So here's the prompt. Analyze the following statement from a partner in a romantic relationship for potential red flags. So we gotta narrow it down, right? Okay.
Oh, wow.
So put that phrase back in there, the thing he had just said, okay? And I ended the prompt with, right? Focus on identifying signs of control, emotional manipulation, or unhealthy dynamics. This is what came back, right?
Mhm.
The statement exhibits several red flags. Number one, control. The partner expresses disapproval of you spending time with friends, which may indicate an attempt to isolate you, because that's what abusers do. They need you away from people so they can mistreat you and you'll have no one to go to. Number two, emotional manipulation. They equate your love with prioritizing their needs over your social life, creating guilt for wanting independence. And I don't mean hyper independence where you don't need to be with someone, but you should be able to have some freedom. Three,
Right.
unhealthy dynamics. The language suggests an imbalance where their feelings are prioritized over your autonomy. Then it finishes up. This behavior could signal an unhealthy or controlling relationship dynamic. It's important to have open, healthy communication, ensure both partners respect each other's boundaries. So I love it, even circle back to, and here's the healthy thing you need. And
Yeah.
then I put in, okay, what if this woman, like, what could she say to herself? She hasn't used AI yet. The man says this to her. Where is her brain likely to go? She may tell herself she's going to downplay it. He's just really passionate about our relationship. Maybe I do spend too much time with my friends, and he's only saying this because he loves me so much. I should try harder to make him feel secure. But
Oh,
if
no,
she,
girl. I'm sorry.
right? But that's probably what she's thinking. But it's
Yes.
it's so unhealthy. But if she goes back and does that prompt and then receives that information, oh wow. It didn't say to me, you're the one who's wrong. You need to make him feel more secure. So I thought that was so neat. So then this is the prompt I use for her. I often tell myself things like, he's just really passionate about our relationship, and then I put the rest of it in it. Could you help me analyze whether this mindset might indicate denial or unhealthy patterns in my relationship? So it came back with, okay, here are some potential red flags that you could be processing. Self-blame. You're taking on responsibility for his feelings.
Mm.
Rationalizing controlling behavior. So it discusses that for a moment. Then it goes into codependency patterns. You seem focused on changing your behavior to, quote, make him feel secure, which
Mm.
suggests, again, prioritizing his emotional needs over your boundaries and independence. And then it comes back to, you need to think about, is this harmful behavior? And then set healthy boundaries. Then I put in there, okay, what are some things I could do? And it actually gave answers. It says, okay, you could reflect honestly. It tells this woman to journal. It says you could seek support, therapists, that sort of thing. Then it actually told her how to set boundaries. So I'll give you one.
Mm.
I will continue to spend time with my friends, and I won't feel guilty about maintaining those relationships. Now, when I first asked it about this, what it gave me were statements. Even though I asked for boundaries, AI did not give me boundaries. It gave me statements. Like, I'm uncomfortable that you're saying that to me. That's not a boundary. So I had to ask it again. So you really do have to, you can even ask back, did you give me a boundary or a statement? And it will often say, I'm sorry, let me do that again for you. And then it
Yeah.
will update. So here's another one. If she doesn't, she's wanting to refuse to engage in a guilt trip. If you try to make me feel guilty for spending time with others, I will end the conversation and revisit it when we can talk calmly and respectfully. And it gives more. So I thought this was a really great use for personal relationships, even.
That is a really great use. I wonder, for instance, and I've never thought about this, like, oh, there's a difference between a boundary and a statement. I never thought about this until right now that you just mentioned it. But how about when someone does not recognize when it's a boundary or it's a statement, what would you recommend there to follow, like with the prompts?
Mhm. Are you asking about the person making the statement and trying to set the boundary, or the person doesn't receive it as a boundary?
The person that's making the statement and trying to place boundaries.
Okay.
I would also,
Mhm.
I'll add, I will also probably ask the AI, all right, how should I navigate this? Because I don't want to get into a dangerous situation, you know?
Exactly. That's another great one to ask. So a statement is, I feel this way about this thing. The other person can be like, okay, like, let's go get some pizza now. They may not
Yeah.
get it. A boundary says, if you choose to do X, I will do Y. If you choose to scream at me, I will choose to hang up the phone.
Hmm.
And then if they scream at you, you hang up the phone.
Actually hang the phone.
You
Yeah.
hang up, you don't say to them, almost like a parent who is letting the kid run their life, I'm serious. You really are. You're about to get in trouble. The kid does it again. No, really. I'm getting mad. Don't make me count. What, right? I used to be a teacher. That sort of thing
One.
makes me, yeah, right? No, like, do the things. If your kid knows at
Yeah.
3, your little behind is in this kind of trouble, do it, but don't keep saying what you'll do.
Yeah.
And then that way you don't have to huff and puff. Oh, well, I'll just get my jacket and my purse and I'm thing. You don't have to make some big dramatic moment. You just, and here's a great phrase. So you set the boundary, they cross the boundary. You've already told them, like, I'm going to leave. If you're there physically, you can say something like, or even on the phone, on that note. So if I say, I'm not someone to be cursed at, if you continue to curse at me, I will end the call. The person curses at me again. On that note, goodbye and be done. On
Oh,
that note, because it puts it back on them. It's not like, oh, I'm making up things. I'm getting hysterical. I'm overreacting. On that note. And that way you don't have to say, I told you, don't say that to me. Why do you keep doing it? No, don't be a whiner.
this is so great. Thank you, Dana.
You're welcome.
I think these are great this is great advice for everybody, not only women but also men, because abuse and controlling
Yep.
or toxic relationships
Mhm.
are everywhere and it happens to everybody. So thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
So Dana, tell us about who you serve and how people can reach out to you.
Yes, so I work with single Catholic women who wind up being in constant, repetitive, toxic, unhealthy, bad relationships. So if they want to flip that and turn that around, I have a limited podcast series, 3 episodes called Clarity Please. So if they will go to clarityplease.com, they can gain access to it and a great workbook that goes along with it for free.
That's awesome. So we're going to wrap from here. Thanks to our guest, Dina Nygaard, for joining us for a practical conversation about AI and its potential for business and your sanity. You can learn more about what she does by visiting clarityplease.com. If you run a business of any size and you have some ideas or strategies around the topic of AI, we'd love to have you on a future episode as well. We interview business owners of all levels, especially the 90% of us who are curious about AI, but not trying to be tech geniuses. Apply for a future episode by going to basicbusinessai.com. And one more time, if you want to stuff your calendar with qualified and motivated ideal clients, who want what you have, download the Conversational Funnels Blueprint for free at conversationalfunnels.com. See you next time on Basic Business AI. Oh, and by the way, if you like this episode, tell your friends. See you later.